What's happening, YouTube? Caliber here. We're here to do another Epic 7 video. Yeah, this is on a lot of stuff. This one's going to cover the K Gaming and Paul interview with somebody from Smilegate. This is going to cover the official Epic 7 message from the CEO. I figured I should read this off first before I hop into the next part. And I also like to explain a few things too. And also throw this out there. If you guys were there for my Thursday stream, I apologize. I was blindsided by this. This is a lot of stuff to be thrown at you right when you wake up. And yeah, I did not know how to respond to this. And I apologize if I came across the wrong way to anybody. I'm very passionate about this game. I love this game. I'm having a lot of fun playing Epic 7. I've been playing it since launch. Love the challenges it gives me. I love how I'm progressing in the game. I've just been having a blast playing the game altogether. So I think this game is a great game. If any of these changes are implemented, do I think it's going to change the game any? I don't think so. I think overall the game's still going to be in a good place. All right. So with that being said, let's hop in here. Let's talk about this. And I want to make a few things thrown out there right away. Smilegate is trying to figure out how to communicate with us. And so it seems like their course of action is, let's throw this out here. Let's see how the community reacts to it. Let's adjust. Is that the right way to do things? I'm not sure. But this is how they're approaching it. So this is their line of communication of, hey, these are some ideas we're thinking of. Let's throw this out here. Let's see what the community says. And so on and so forth. Later on, I'll talk about some possible changes to communication that could be happening. But let's hop in here and talk about this real quick. I want you guys to keep that in mind, though. This is, you know, kind of a source of communication, what they're thinking. They haven't implemented it. We haven't seen it in the Tuesday patch saying this is set in stone. So. Alright, first of all, please let us apologize for the delayed transition and summarize the key points in post which was uploaded in Korea Stove Forum below. Please know that we all do our best to prevent this from happening again in the future. For your convenience, please see below the summarized version of the Korean post that was uploaded earlier. So what they're referring to is it was uploaded in Korean first. Global got a bunch of translations. Some of the translations were wrong. Some of them... you know, it's better just to wait for the global news, especially for us in global, because translations can be a tricky thing. Hero summon system improvements have been made, so the Moonlight summon system will be placed in the regular summon pool. Like I said, this isn't set in stone, but definitely a possibility. They're throwing it out there, seeing what people think. Improvements will be made to the summon system so that ceiling will be implemented. Again, not set in stone. They're seeing what the community's thinking. Hero bounces improvements. Moonlight heroes will be bounced, and heroes. A hero is a moonlight. So if it basically what this is meaning here, if you have a moonlight hero, that's going to get balanced, aka nerfed, or however you want to word it, rebalanced. You're going to get a choice to choose a ML of your choice. Mystic summons which were conducted as well as previous. Mystic summons which were conducted as well as previous reviews. Additional details and information above will be provided at the end of July and be announced through a separate notice. So again, guys, this is 100% guys, but this is something they threw out there. They're getting their feelers out there. They're seeing how we feel about it, okay? This brings us to the next part. There was an interview that K Gaming and Paul did with somebody from Smilegate. They didn't say who. Apparently he's somebody important. One of the things, email summons in the regular summon pool, that is not confirmed. Like I was saying, until we get an official letter, they're just getting their fillers out there, seeing what people think about that. Are we going to get rate up improvements? That was not said either. They're just putting their fillers out there. Apparently that was mentioned at some time. This and everything in the last newsletter was more of a feedback thing. 100%. It was all a feedback thing. They want to know what your feedback is. Go to the forums, go to Facebook, let them know how you feel about it. Get a hold of a content creator. Maybe they can give feedback back. For one thing, with that last newsletter that came out, we did on stream. We did a straw poll. Everybody on stream and my Discord channel had the opportunity to vote on the straw poll. I posted it in the Epic 7 content creator chat for the GMs to pass on to somebody to look at, and me and a few other content creators did the same thing. The 5-star MLs will be rebalanced, confirmed. That's what they mentioned. Like I said, until you see this on official on official notice, I would take everything here down with a grain of salt until you see it on there. But this is rumored what's going to be happening. Some of the quality of life things that are going to be going on. Unequip events will be on a set schedule per month. That would be super cool. We definitely need something like that, something the community can look forward to. Like, hey, I need to re-gear my person at this time. One thing I would think would be nice, though, is them to set this up around times. Either way, you're going to run across Guild Wars, so either way, you're going to be able to do it. Anyways, energy through more rewards in the events. That would be pretty cool. Doing an event, getting more energy back, gives you a bonus to doing the event. Other than, hey, you're just making back the energy you're putting into it. That would be super good. I definitely agree with that. We need that in the system. Charging energy to max unconfirmed, but in the talks. I think that would be a good thing for this game. The more energy I burn in this game, the more time I spend on this game. The more time I spend on this game, the less likely I'm to pick up another game. That's the way I look at it. And if I have an overabundance of energy, there's ways to burn energy super quick that, I normally don't do because I don't have enough energy. So yeah, just give me ways to burn energy quicker if energy becomes overabundance, is my thoughts in it. More gold throughout the events. That would be amazing. I totally agree with that. I also agree with maybe a gold farming thing like a hunt or something like that. But man, if they offered gold through events, more gold through the events, that would be pretty okay with me. I wouldn't mind that. That would actually lock you down to only being able to get gold at certain time during certain events, which could be really good. Definitely. Maybe just regular farming the event and get you more gold, or maybe turning in your stopwatches or whatever you're collecting for more gold than 2,500 or, whatever it is. More Mologors to be attained in more ways and more ways to take the burden of building characters. So they kind of hinted towards this already. And this would be an interesting system. And I was kind of thinking about this myself. Mologoras are kind of needed. They're kind of needed to, if you unlocked Mologoras and made them super easy to get, then everybody can build up every character in the game, and then there's no choices. And when you have choices, you have things to work towards. So you got to have those things to work towards, in my opinion. So I agree with Mologoras. Maybe Mologoras just for 5 stars. They mentioned about bringing out a system for 3 stars. Maybe do the system for 3 stars and mix it in a little bit to the 4-star characters. So you have a combination of Mologoras from 5 stars to a little bit on 4 stars to the other system, whatever that system's going to be. Maybe that's farming up epic runes or something like that to enhance their skills and stuff like that. And bleed that over into like the first few abilities on a 4-star. You can do that on. That'd be super interesting. That'd get people building more 4 stars, and there'd be more talk about 4 stars too. A lot of these 4 stars are just flat out overlooked because people just don't have the molo resources to put into these. So yeah, definitely more molos to be obtained in more ways, and more ways to take the burden off building characters is a good idea. It is something you got to be very careful with, because if you don't have options, you're going to get bored because you're like, oh, I already have everything built. Why am I playing? Working on more quality of life stuff. That's definitely nice to be looking into. Glad they're working on more quality of life stuff. So the auto tower and difficulties is not worth the rewards and aware of its issues. They will be making changes, but keep giving feedback. So me, personally, I like the auto tower. I haven't completed floor 100, and I'm kind of okay with that. I like the challenge. I know it's going to disappear. So the next part is mid and end game users get increased rewards, but that gets complicated. The only thing I can see on this, guys. So let's just say, for example, you say auto tower. If you use any stigma between floor 95 to 100, you get 5 ML bookmarks. And if you don't use stigma to nerf it, let's say you get 15 ML bookmarks. Either way, people are going to be upset about that because I don't know. I don't know. All I know that I can say on this, guys, is I think that would be cool if they offered something like that. I just hope the community would be able to accept it, because I really feel like the community is like split 50-50 on everything, and it's kind of weird. I've never really, it's amazing. So one thing that I want to throw out there, guys, is the Epic 7 community is a bleed over from so many different games. Me personally, I come from Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. There's players that come from Summoner's War. And there's a few other games where players have come from. So there's all these different systems we are all different, all used to, that we want seen brought into this game. So different play styles. It's going to be interesting where to find the happy medium at, guys, for sure. And I'm trying to keep my mind wary of that at all times, because sometimes I get one-sided, because I look at Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and I don't want to see repeat systems I've seen in Brave Exvius that I'm happy I don't see anymore, you know? More content with no regular side story, maybe PvE world bosses was suggested as an idea, not confirmed, but they have some things in development. So I'm not saying here this is in development. I think Kay and Paul mentioned this, so that'd be interesting if they threw PvE and world bosses. One thing I'd like to mention, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, guys, what they would do is they'd come out with a raid. A raid in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius was, there was a world boss, everybody attacked it. As the XP meter went up, and the boss would level up, you would get rewards back, and you'd get X amount of tokens to use a day. They would refresh like arena tokens. Well, those tokens, once you burnt them up, you could refresh them if you wanted, and you could work towards the top to have #1 spot, stuff like that. And this is actually something I'm planning on adding to the content creator thing, mentioning to them. And you would do this and you could get X amount of awards from this. There was a leaderboard for it. It was pretty cool, but it gave you a world boss to beat up. Each time it leveled up, it was a little harder to kill. People would try to one-shot it. It was a lot of fun. I'm not sure if something like that needs to be in Epic 7, but it is an idea, and it could be an interesting concept. Could be an interesting concept for sure. So more content with no regular side story, maybe PvE. Oh, that was I just read that. So more content with no regular side story. Let's hop into that. Are you guys side storied out? Because yeah, I'm side storied out too. Don't get me wrong, side story is great to have. It's great for picture reading and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. I know a lot of you guys out there really enjoy reading the story too. So I do believe side story needs to be there. There needs to be something else, in my opinion, and less forcing you to do side story, maybe other stuff like the raid boss thing, maybe. So with that being said, we're moving on to the next stuff. Live stream pools mentioned that content creators can do again. So I cannot confirm or deny this. All right. But they mentioned that live stream pools will be able to do this. One thing they didn't mention on the live stream pool stuff is there is something here. Viewer pools cannot ask for a title or suggest money for the pools or review. Okay, so any content creator out there that's asking for money to do pools or to review an account and stuff like that, immediately that's a no-go. That's a no-go. Cannot suggest that you spend more money if you might get said unit you're looking for. That's a no-go. We cannot suggest that. Do not title the stream or video X amount of money in pools. So you can't say, hey, I just did $2,000 worth of pulls on in this video. Clickbait thumbnails are not allowed like that. Well, I'm saying X amount of money. If people do this, pulls and reviews can get banned again. So if you're a content creator out there and you're watching this video, this cannot happen. This cannot happen, guys. All right. Just so you guys know, this cannot happen. I am not confirming or denying this. I'm just saying this is what was mentioned. Like I said, all this stuff take with a grain of salt until you've seen it in an official letter, guys. All right. Communication. Smilegate is trying to understand and wanting to communicate. Communication for global, better communication lines. So my understanding from this is there is a little bit of a gap of them trying to understand communication and stuff with us. Because how things work in Korea are different than how things work here in global, and things are treated a little bit differently. Things are accepted a little bit differently. I guess something in Korea that's accepted widely, if I'm not mistaken, is stats on gear. I don't know this for a fact. That's just what I'm hearing. Stats on gear. Did I say gear? Skins. I meant skins. On skins is acceptable. That is an acceptable thing, I guess. I'm not 100% sure though. Okay. This is just hearsay. In global, that's kind of frowned on big time, and to them that was a pretty big surprise from hearsay, from what I'm understanding. YouTube, Twitch streams to live stream, live maps, decision making. Oh yeah. So this is basically talking about them doing YouTube and Twitch live streams, showing us their maps, decision making process to get interaction with the community manager and developers to find out more of like how we're feeling and stuff, to get feedback. And this is something too, and this is something I need to hold close to me too. Content creators need to be responsible for what they say and the information they pass on. Content creators pass the information to devs in the community. Content creators getting, there's rumors content creators could possibly get in coupons to giveaways at the community to bring the community together. Content creators are not allowed to charge for E7 community giveaways, reviews, polls, etc., VIP or dev notes. So this is one thing I gotta hold in close to, man. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of everything happening, and when everybody's asking you what your opinion on something is, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you may give a wrong opinion. And the thing is you're giving that wrong opinion to a lot of people, and they may be logging off right at that moment. So what your opinion is now set in stone. That's all they heard. They didn't hear you take it back. So as a content creator, saying things, especially doing it live, like everything you do live is live. YouTube, you can edit anything out that you're like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea, or you can delete the video. But still people have seen the video, so I guess that doesn't count. But anyways, you can cut things out before it even goes live and re-listen to it. When you're live, sometimes you can say things and you know what, and you just, it's there. So I need to take this to heart. I feel like I handled Thursday very poorly, and I apologize to all of you guys watching this video. Thursday was just kind of a crazy day. I've never seen the community split so dead even down the middle. There was no lopsidedness. It was just split right down the middle. This is how people felt. You're either on one side or the other, and it was just a weird area to be in, guys. And I was caught in the middle. So as a content creator, I apologize. I will try to be a better content creator, and I will try to give you guys the facts, you know. More frequent patch notes and dev notes to show us what they intend does not mean that it's set in stone and you want community feedback. Exactly what we're talking about with the dev letter that came out talking about the emails and all those changes. not set in stone. They're looking for feedback. Go to the forums, let them know. Go to the Stow page, let them know. Let them know some way or another. Get a hold of your favorite content creator. Maybe that content creator will throw a straw poll up, see how people feel out about it. Boom, ship it over. You know, it's all about communication, guys. It's all about communication. SG really wants to know that what Global wants, but not sure how to approach this and learn from Global. I mentioned something like this earlier. So there is a barrier here, guys. Things are done different in Korea than they are done here in Global. Typically with gacha games. So what's acceptable there may not be acceptable here. What's acceptable here may not be acceptable there. And they're really trying to figure out what that is. And you know, it's a learning process. And I think together as content creators, as a community, we can make this happen. We can bring this together. We can be, you know, we can be that bridge to make things better. And I firmly believe that SG really wants this bridge built, and they want to make this game as great as possible. And I want them to make this game as great as possible, because this game's a blast, guys. I love it. So let's see. We talked about the viewer pool thingy here. Skins, made sure to mention no stats on skins from what Kay and Paul said. Single stats mentioned were bad. Bad to the devs. Skins in the making. Apparently I don't know how to type things out. I just want to throw this out here, guys. When I was doing these notes, I was listening to this stuff at the same time of taking care of my son, who was screaming his head off. And he's teething, and teething is a terrible thing, and he just does not want to be happy right now. So I was bouncing back and forth between taking care of him and doing these notes, so I apologize for some of the bad wording on here, guys. So what they one of the things is, I don't think that they mentioned, is the devs did not realize that we in Global tend to frown on stats on skins. Because that takes away the free-to-play aspect from it. So they didn't realize that, and you know, I can totally see coming in the future, maybe they do a split with Korean and Global, and maybe adding in you know, no stats on skins and stuff like that, and Korean and Global being treated different. I don't know what the right answer to this is, but they were kind of surprised by that. So hopefully keep your fingers crossed. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't want stats on skins. That's for sure. I don't want to be forced to use a skin I don't want to. Natural ML 5-star is going to be rebalanced, which was mentioned already. Like I said, keep it with a grain of salt until you see it on the patch notes, guys. All this stuff. RTA Real-Time Arena. Top guilds consisted of free-to-play to whales. They discussed RTA in the arena. I'm not sure what this meant. I was a little confused on this talk subject. But one thing I will say about RTA Arena is I do agree they need to find a way to beta test this instead of coming out flat out launching it. Maybe make a kind of a free-to-play fun version of it that you can earn a few rewards on. Beta test it somehow instead of going live with it, where it's arena says all type deal. So top guild, oh yeah, if RTA issues with speed, artifact problems, Soulborn issues, real-time arena, if launch could be bad for E7, I do agree. Real-time arena could be bad if it not implemented correctly. I've never actually done a real-time arena on a mobile game, but I can see where soul burns, artifacts, and speeds could really turn people off from this instantly. So how do you balance that stuff? Maybe a beta phase first before an official test server were suggested. So with all this guy said, with all this said, guys, take all this with a grain of salt, please, because until there's official letter from Smilegate, patch notes and stuff, all this stuff is subject to change. All this stuff is unofficial, okay? And going back to that letter, like I said, they're putting their feelers out, seeing how we feel about this stuff, trying to get an idea. I mean, maybe they should just do straw polls, right? Epic 7 straw polls live. Just do a straw poll live. That would be interesting. It'd be real interesting, huh? So, yeah, pretty fun stuff, guys. I'm happy with Epic 7. I really love the game, guys. I know I've mentioned that a few times in the video. I want to be the best content creator I possibly can for you guys. I greatly appreciate all of you guys that watch these videos. I try to cover the news. I try to cover them fair. And I try to look at things from a level head. So, yeah, if you guys... yeah, that's about it, guys. So go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for those notifications, guys. And I will see you guys later on my next video. And I think my next video might be my push to legend rank 4, man, in the arena, guys. Pretty fun video to make. I've been editing it for like 5 hours, and I still have more edits to do. My head hurts. So many videos, guys. All right, I will catch you guys later. You guys have a good one.